Yo, what is good, people? Welcome back to another episode of the F1 2022 My Team Series here on the channel. Today we start Season 2. It is Episode 1 of Season 2. If you did not see the pre-season video we uploaded on Wednesday, make sure you go back and check out that video before you watch this one, because right now we're just going to go straight into Season 2. You won't know about any of the upgrades, car changes, transfers. There's been some crazy transfers. Like I say, make sure to just check out that pre-season video that we did midweek, and then you'll be fully up to date. So, getting into Bahrain here, obviously for race 1, we've got a new calendar for Season 2 as well. You need to check out the pre-season video if you haven't. But we do have a new engine, which we talk about in the last video. Obviously a new livery on the car too, and let's listen out to that engine. That is the lovely sound of the Red Bull powertrain, and here's the car livery. We didn't really get to show it last episode, but there we go. Because they normally do like a big car reveal with all flashing lights and stuff, and for some reason they didn't do it this season. So yeah, there's the car. I really like it. I think it looked really good. The camo with the purple finish to it. Let's get into qualifying now in Bahrain. And yeah, that was the Red Bull powertrain that we do have in the back of the car now. Sounds amazing, it really does. I love the noise out of the Red Bull engine. Once you hit 8th gear and hit your max speed, there's just a whine that comes out of the engine. It just sounds so good, and hopefully, you know, we can have some pace and good reliability is the main thing we're looking for with our engine this season. You know, I mean, the Red Bull powertrains in Bahrain, it sounds like a recipe for disaster if we're going off real life. But let's get into our season, and hopefully we have less DNFs than last season. I think Season 1 we had 7 DNFs, was it? Albeit there was 2 crashes and the rest were engine failures. So yeah, hopefully we can have less than that in Season 2, because if we've only got 16 races in Season 2, I think. So if we have 7 DNFs out of 16 races, that's not really a good record. But yeah, so into Bahrain, we've got a lot of upgrades on the car. Compared to last season, we've been really focusing, put all of our money into upgrading the facilities. New teammate too. Let's see how our teammate does in qualifying. I'm expecting big things from our teammate this year. And like I say, if you don't know who that teammate is, you'll find out by the time we get to the race. But if you don't know who it is and you want to find out, check out the midweek video. To be fair, those midweek videos always seem to do well for views, and then the actual races don't. So anyway, appreciate anyone who supported through Season 1, and let's get into Season 2, and hopefully we can try and climb higher in the Constructors' Championship, and the Drivers, of course. We finished P9 last year in the Constructors, looking towards mid-table for this year. Bit of oversteer on that exit there. Yeah, like I say, I don't really know what the goal is in terms of number-wise, like where we want to finish, but definitely higher than 9th if possible. And yeah, so coming through, last corner now, down the straight, open that DRS wing. We're going to cross the line. Let's see how fast we go on our first lap. It's good enough for P4 at the moment. Faster than Mick Schumacher, who is now at Aston Martin. Also faster than Jenson Button, our teammate. So yeah, showing a lot more pace there. We go again on another lap, get our braking completely wrong for turn 10. I think it's turn 10, isn't it? Such a tricky corner. We get our braking wrong, get on the curb and spin round. Gonna have to go again if we want to improve on our lap there, because obviously that is not good enough. So we go again, and typical me, we get caught in traffic. Here's Kevin Magnussen coming out of the pits in the Williams. Is he going to hold us up here as we try and climb the hill, or will he get out the way? No, he's going to hold us up completely. We have to go round the outside. We've already lost 3/10. We're just going to keep losing time down the straight. So we turn off the ERS deployment. Let's do a charge lap. We've still got time to do one more lap. So here we go. Now this is the final lap of the session. We cross the line to start it. Let's go. And there's I don't even know who that is behind us. One of the Alpines. I think it might be Yuki Tsunoda down into turn 1, racing us into turn 1. This is just so annoying when you get into qualifying and stuff like this happens. We're going too wide. We have to take a lot of curb and then we spin because there's no traction on the curb. Just so annoying, bro. In qualifying, I could stop on track and Yuki Tsunoda would not overtake me, but as soon as it's time to go racing, he wants to fucking shoot it up the inside and overtake me. Pardon my French there. So we end up finishing P19. Our teammate Jenson Button, P22. What the hell, Jenson? What the hell, Jenson? You're supposed to be that guy? You're supposed to be that guy? Maybe he's not. Let's try and improve in the race.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Perez, Carlos Sainz and Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Ocon and Lance Stroll, Ticktum, Mick Schumacher, Alex Albon and Vettel, Magnussen, Schwartzman, Nicholas Latifi, the owner driver, Tsunoda, Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty, Joe and Jenson Button rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
So Max Verstappen lining up on pole position there in Bahrain. Maybe that's a good sign of things to come for us. Obviously having that Red Bull powertrain too. If Red Bull have a good car, then generally it means that we might have a good car too this season. So formation lap, get some heat into those tyres. One-stop strategy in Bahrain, of course. The one-stop is so OP compared to the two-stop. Definitely do not try a two-stop. We can see Yuki Tsunoda behind us, Robert Schwartzman just ahead of us in the top left, just looking at the grid there. On soft tyres, so they're definitely going for a two-stop. So we know that we will basically just get easy overtakes on these guys. Can we get a perfect parking spot? No, we can't. It's only green. It's not optimal with that purple, but still a decent, starting grid slot. Let's get him in Bahrain. Lights out and away we go. That was a quick one. Lights out and we get off to a good start. Good heat into those tyres on the formation lap. Nicholas Latifi in the Alfa Romeo to our left, getting absolutely blitzed. Can we send one up the inside? Schwartzman not defending. There's Schumacher and Vettel, both German drivers in the Aston Martins this year. We're up the inside there of Alex Albon, 3 wide through turn 2. Albon and Ocon there in the McLaren. It's going to take me a while to get used to these driver transfers, seeing Esteban Ocon in that orange McLaren there, but up into P11 already. A great start to this race. We absolutely sent it up the inside. There was a bit of contact with Alex Albon, but I can't really blame Albon because he got sandwiched by Ocon on the other side. But yeah, we're absolutely flying ahead of these cars, and to be honest, I felt like I had a lot of pace in qualifying. We just got unlucky with the circumstances in qualifying, so I felt like we should have been way higher up the grid anyway. Our teammate Jenson Button still in P22. I don't know what happened to Jenson. I thought he was going to be class for us, but I guess there's still a long way to go in this race in Bahrain. Can he try and climb up some places? I hope so, because we spent a decent amount of money on him, expecting him to be a good teammate. But yeah, anyway, there's Alex Albon in our slipstream there, trying to make a pass as we head towards the end of the straights, but he's not going to be able to. A bit of oversteer coming through this section, very tricky, especially on lap 1 when the tyres aren't exactly in that working window that you want them to be in. And coming through now, Mick Schumacher, the man ahead. Like I say, crazy transfer for Mick to join his mentor, I guess, Sebastian Vettel at Aston Martin. Also, if you missed last season, Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas have retired from Formula 1 in our career mode. Of course, that is why Latifi is now at Alfa Romeo, and why Esteban Ocon is now at McLaren. So yeah, and Yuki Tsunoda is at the other Alpine. We actually just set a purple Sector 3 at the end there, so showing, I mean, Sector 3 in Bahrain is pretty much 2 corners and a straight, so maybe that's a good sign of things to come. We struggled last season with straight line speed, but with this Red Bull powertrain and now in the car, I feel like straight line speed might be one of our strengths for this season as we chase down the Aston Martin, obviously Mercedes powered unit in that Aston Martin in front. Mick Schumacher, the man in P10, the last of the points places. It would be nice to start the season with points if possible, and we are trying our best. Now, it's funny to see as well Lando Norris up in P2. Meanwhile, his teammates back in P14. We have a little look up the inside of Schumacher there, and it's a huge lock up of the front right for Mick Schumacher down into turn 1, and we capitalise on that perfectly. Just set him up. I was going to dive down the inside. I thought, you know what, I'll stick behind because we're going to get DRS down the next straight anyway if we stick behind him. So we done that. He made a mistake. We capitalised on it, and we're up into P10, up into the points. There's Dan Ticktum in a Haas behind us. We sacked Dan Ticktum last season, and he's gone to Haas. He's done the same in F1 2021, and he's battling Schumacher now. They've both fell to 1.5 seconds behind. So it's worked perfectly for us. We got past Mick Schumacher, and now they're nearly 2 seconds behind us. We've gained 2 seconds on the cars behind, just like that. Now the car in front is Fernando Alonso. He is 2 seconds ahead, so now we're in that Goldilocks zone, I like to call it. We're not too close to the car in front. We're not too close to the car behind. Lap 7, you see, we're just putting in the lap times now. Lance Stroll has been overtaken by Fernando Alonso. Can we take Lance Stroll? Stroll left Aston Martin to go to Alpha Tauri, that is. I forgot what that car was called. Then up the inside into turn 1, we managed to take Lance Stroll. On lap 8, he's on soft tyres, so a lot of drivers running soft tyres here. Stroll and Ticktum, you can see in the top left, on the soft tyres. They're going to have to run a 2-stop strategy. And Jenson Button into the pits on lap 8. That suggests he started on the soft tyres. He's also running a 2-stop strategy. That's a bad strategy call. I should get to make the calls for my teammates, because that is a bad call. But yeah, so it seems like a lot of drivers running this 2-stop. That might be good for us if there's anyone in the top 6 on soft tyres. Because obviously we can see Hamilton and Alonso just ahead. We make another move there, obviously past Stroll, and Charles Leclerc is out of the session. Speaking of the top 6, there is a man in front of us. There's Sergio Perez down the main straight, and you can just see there Charles Leclerc to the side, and a puff of smoke out of the back of that Ferrari unit, and it's a retirement and engine failure for Charles Leclerc on the first race of the season. Last year's champion, looking to defend his title, and he's not had a good start there. But that is perfect for us, because that's another place gained, and we're up into P8. So this will be a great point haul for the first race of the season if we can stay here. Alonso 7 seconds ahead, looks like impossible to catch him, and Ocon behind as well. Hopefully we can keep a distance to him. 3 seconds at the minute. Alonso and Hamilton into the pits. Are we going to come into the pits too? Yes, we are. Probably should have gone with an overcut strategy there, because we were setting green sectors, as you can see in the top right. So we definitely still had life in these tyres, and we were setting a good few, laps. We put in 2 seconds to Ocon behind. He was 1.3 behind, ended up being 3.3. So definitely had some good pace there. Maybe we should have tried the overcut, but the undercut is a very powerful strategy. We have a 2.3 second pit stop there. That's great. Obviously the undercut, powerful strategy. You come out on fresh rubber, try and set some new laps while the other cars are on old rubber and the tyres are dying. But just look how cold these tyres are. Look at the understeer through turn 2 there as we get catapulted out of the pits. So hard to get heat into these tyres. I complain about it every time, and I'm going to continue to do it every season, so get used to it, or every race in the season I should say. So trying to get heat into the tyres, and again, massive understeer coming through that turn there. It's crazy just how much tyre temperature does actually affect the car. Esteban Ocon into the pits now, so we obviously back up into P8. Let's see if that undercut strategy has worked for us. Like I said, maybe we should have tried it, or we should have tried the overcut on Alonso, but I didn't want the overcut, the undercut, sorry, I'm getting confused myself here. Didn't want the undercut to work out too well. And yeah, it looks like Ocon gained a little bit, maybe. He gained like 2/10 by doing the overcut strategy, but undercut working in our favour still. And Sergio Perez is out of the session. That's another man in the top 10 or the top 7 above us out of the session. You can see there it's engine failure for the Red Bull man too. Not a good sign for us with this Red Bull power unit in the car. But the 2 best power units this season, Ferrari and Red Bull, both seeing failures in Bahrain. Sergio Perez obviously saw failure in Bahrain in real life just a few months ago. So that's deja vu for him. But we're now up into P7. We've not made any legitimate overtakes, but we've managed to gain 2 places from cars retiring, which is what we absolutely love to see. So can we try and put in a gap to the car behind? That's all we care about now, because Alonso, nearly a whole pit stop ahead, 17 seconds ahead on lap 26 here. There's only 3 laps left in this race. The gap behind is 3 seconds, but it looks like we're in a good zone. We were just cruising for the majority of this race, to be honest. It wasn't very eventful apart from the first few laps. Once we got into the Goldilocks zone, like I do call it, it was pretty much just plain sailing. And we've set a purple sector 1 there on hard tyres towards the end of the race, showing that we still have pace we still have life in the tyres, but we still have pace in the car to set a purple sector 1 in this car, which is realistically mid-table. If we look at the transfers, we get turn 10 a bit wrong there. Missed the apex, lucky not to spin, because we did touch that outside curb like we did in qualifying, which made us spin, but in the race, luckily, we didn't manage to spin there. But down the straight again, braking just before the 50-meter board, throw it into this left-hander, short shift to 5th gear, spin it. Now we're into a flat-out right-hander. It's so fun taking this flat out when you're on a wheel and pedals. The force feedback just feels amazing. We go purple in sector 1, green in sector 2. Now we just have sector 3. Remember on lap 1 or 2, we set a purple sector 3, showing that the car might just have pace. We're using a lot of battery charge as well. That's what gives us that extra speed down the straights. I'm taking a lot of curb on the final corner. I'm using a lot of battery because I thought maybe we're on for a fastest lap here with a purple sector 1. Using that battery, we cross the line and it's a purple sector 3. We take the fastest lap of the race on lap 26 of 29. Can we stick with that till the end? That would be a huge point for us, because obviously you get a point if you're in the top 10 for setting fastest lap. So lap 29, final lap of the race, we still have it. Are we going to be able to cross the line with the fastest lap of the race and get some good points in the first race of the season? No, we're not, because Max Verstappen takes it off us, and then Lando Norris takes it off him, and George Russell takes it off him, and then Carlos Sainz takes it off George Russell. I don't know what those 4 guys are doing. Looks like they all crossed the line at the same time, and all went faster than each other, so that's crazy to see. But we unfortunately lose the fastest lap point on the last lap of the race. But still, it's a good sign of things to come. One last corner. Can we keep it on the track, keep it together? Yes, we can. And we're going to cross the line in P7. Great start to the season, up from P19 on the grid. That's surely driver of the day. We'll find out in a moment. And if it is, that's more money from the sponsors. We finished P7, and let's have a look. Is he going to put it up? Driver of the day? Who got it? There we go. Driver of the day, get in. We're up from P19 on the grid to P7. Great. The car felt great. I can't lie. Car felt great. Power unit felt good. Just a lot of speed down the straight. First season. I'll speak about this more next race as well, especially. But you know, season 1, I told you we were focusing the upgrades on the ERS in the powertrain section, which is, of course, is the battery charge. We focus a lot of upgrades there, and it's really powerful. And I'll show you next race just how powerful upgrading your ERS is. I'll probably have to clickbait the title and say, like, you need to upgrade this. But this is a little spoiler for next episode. But yeah, just felt so good. The straight line speed was there. Season 1, we had none. But this time, with the Red Bull power unit, obviously Max Verstappen winning the race there, showing that the Red Bull does have a good car. Reliability might be an issue though. Sergio Perez retiring from the race. Lando Norris and George Russell, 2 Mercedes-powered cars on the podium next to Max there. Carlos Sainz finishing in P4 with the fastest lap. And yeah, P7, so what was that, 4 points was it? Or am I tripping? I don't know what it said there. I don't know how many points. Jenson Button finishes P20. Can't even make up any places. He ran a 2-stop strategy. This fool. Don't know why he done that. But yeah, Dan Tickton finishing in the points. His first points in Formula 1. Couldn't get it for us in 2 years with the team. 6 points we actually get. So that's a massive haul. Remember last season, we finished after 22 races. We finished the season on 21 points. Already 1 race in. We're starting Season 2 with 6 points. That's solid. And then we get back to HQ. They want us to pick a rival. We have one good race and they want us to pick Lando Norris or Lewis Hamilton as our rival. Don't think so, mate. We're going to say no comment to that one, as if we were in the police station. We have to renew our sponsors. We go with Savant, which is, of course, the bonus for getting driver of the day. We go with Uterpe, which is out-qualify your rival. And for the last one, I just went with the one that gave us the most money. I think it was Slingshot Fuel, achieve a podium finish, unlikely goal. But, you know, we're going to pick that one up anyway because it gave us the most money. So, we have a lot of resource points in the bank. I think we go ahead and pick up a tyre wear upgrade. Do we actually? Yeah, we pick up a tyre wear upgrade and a weight reduction upgrade because we've got Imola before this upgrade comes in. And obviously, Imola straight line speed is a massive thing. So, looking to get weight reduction on the car. There's a fabrication upgrade. I don't even know what we've been upgrading, to be honest. But next race in Jeddah, one of my favourite circuits. And trust me, boys, this Jeddah race is a banger. You do not want to miss the next episode. If you have enjoyed this one, like, comment, share and subscribe. You know the vibes. I'll catch us next time. Take it easy.